Ah, it's Friday.
Ah, it's a celebration.
Friday.
Savage AF, y'all. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. These are your boys. I am Black Pedro. This dude right here,
And I am Shangus Khan.
Shanghai Khan. Savage AF, we are coming from you live from Laughlin, Nevada. This is the hottest place I've ever been in the United States.
Yeah, it's definitely Lizardville. It is.
Bro, this is the only place I've ever been to where it's too hot to go to the pool.
Right. Oh, I heard that you went to the pool for like a second and went, enough of this.
Dipped in, swam across one side, was like, let's get the hell up out of here.
Yeah.
But that being said, the shows have been fun. We're live at the Edgewater Casino at the LA Comedy Club all weekend. We got 2 shows tonight, 2 tomorrow, 1 more on Sunday. So if you're in the Laughlin area and you're about to pass out, come on into the Edgewater.
Yeah.
It is toasty outside.
It's been an interesting ride so far, but I mean, and I want to let y'all know something. We're normally here for you 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but we were driving through hell to get here the other day. So, and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of people tell you when you watch these type of shows, subscribe, but it's very important. It's very important. And by the way, I'm saying this before we start. Go Kamala. I know that a lot of people saying she got all these different issues, but she really doesn't, not in comparison to the person that might be president. Right. But yeah, when you see it scrolling down there.
Yeah, and so it's very important because we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the same time.
Yeah. I'm kicked off of Instagram Live for some reason. They haven't even told me a reason.
Oh, that sucks, bro. If they so if you ever miss us live, right? That's when the YouTube channel really kicks in. Beyond the support, it's for your own benefit that you can catch up on the shows. When you get to our YouTube channel, do stuff like this.
And so begins the quickening.
Yes. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, get notified. You know what I mean? Donate some time out of your life to simply click. Just give some thumbs up to the videos that you see out there.
Yeah, the thumbs up actually helped the algorithm. Did you know that the thumbs up helped the algorithm just as much as comments and rating us? When you rate this channel and you comment on the channel, it helps the algorithm. So for the people that don't know, now you know.
You know. Speaking of the people, I see Senge Ben over on Instagram. Shawnee, I see you, Vietnamese Vixen. Positively negative. That sounds confusing.
Donnie B, Nicole. Oh, that's not on the IG. That's on. Yeah.
On Donnie's on both. I see it. Shawnee and Donnie are here. Oh, we have Bermuda's top twins.
By the way, that's where I'm retiring. No, not Bermuda, Nassau.
No, I'm gonna go to Bahamas, but
yeah, I'm retiring in Nassau. I'm about to retire probably right after this show.
Yeah, I retire. Maya Baker, I see you as well. Me, you, D Jones, Nicole H. Oh, man, Days of Joy is here too. That's Ben again.
But you know what? Not an appropriate name for okay. Days of Joy.
Hey, Days man, of you gotta have your own joy.
Yeah, you're always saying some old goofy. You say the Bahamas sucks.
Whoa, Nicole.
They suck. Wow.
Who took your whiskey bottle away and got you all grumpy? Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. I like it.
Bahamas are gorgeous. It's beautiful down there. And it's the only place I've been where black people are on the money and that money matches the US dollar 1 for 1. So you talk stuff if you want. Oh, we can curse now. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Talk that shit if you want to, Nicole, but the Bahamas got some shit going on.
No, I've been there and worked there multiple times. And Bermuda, I have never been to. And is it nice? Well, it doesn't matter.
I remember, Shawnee, what's the actual body of water, the sea that Bermuda is in? Because it's not in the Caribbean. I remember either you or your sister corrected me on that, and I can't recall the name, but Bermuda does sound like a beautiful place as well. Savage AF, man, let's get into it, dog. It's 3:11 on Friday, July 26th, 2024, in the time-space continuum. Oh, wait. I almost forgot the most important thing on
Yeah,
her.
that was close. You know what?
I said, watch out, check that boy.
I started thinking, yeah, go ahead, man.
I was just watching Waterboy before this, so I'm like, oh, that's some high quality H2O. H2O. All right, man.
Mama, I don't want to do it, Mama. I don't want to do it.
Instagram, y'all. Instagram. We need the followings. Without it, comedians literally die. Stop breathing. Melt away. At Black Pedro on Instagram. At Comedian Shang on Instagram. And while you're at it, they got a twin cousin app for Instagram. It's called Threads. At Black Pedro and at Comedian Shang as well. All right, now we can get into it on Friday.
Now we can talk about
2024. We are going to end today's show on a lighter note. But today we are going to start off heavy. And we haven't done one of these in a while because I think we have so much has gone on in politics over the past, 2 weeks, even a month, that, we were so focused on one shit show that we forgot about the other one that's constantly going on.
There were so many shit shows on the docket, we didn't know which.
Hard to keep up with all the poop.
Right, and plus the Feces Follies was on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, so we do want to say
here. Kuchadamas is here. Hey, man. Hey, Kuchadamas, how's your wife doing?
Just say hello to the boy.
Man, his wife. See, he's a really big, tall, dark-skinned, handsome motherfucker, and I look like a turtle fucked another turtle. So I'm gonna give you a pass right there, man.
That's what turtles do. He said Trump dodging that debate with Kamala. Hey, the other day Kamala Harris pulled out her whole penis and was like, "I'm ready to debate. You ready to debate? I'm ready to debate."
Oh, he said, He said,
your boy said he's backpedaling. I was like, "Ooh."
The only thing she didn't say was, "Let's go, bitch." Like,
and then walk off.
Why is he afraid? But I know we're gonna jump into this other thing. I'm gonna tell you why he's afraid. I know he knows he's outmatched intellectually. I know he's outmatched factually, and I don't think she'll let him get away with like Biden let him get away with a plethora of lies, just a stream of consciousness of lies.
The last thing he needs is another black female prosecutor
on his ass. Yeah.
LG, we see you. All right. And by the way, the Obamas officially, as of today, have endorsed Kamala Harris. It
took him like 10 minutes.
This is, although unofficially, she does officially have it locked up.
Well, she doesn't have it locked up now. There's a couple that are still fighting to do it. But Obama took on the phone.
They're saying that she has the delegates locked up.
She has the delegates locked up, but there's always some kind of chicanery or fuckery. But when Obama was on the phone, he went, I'm gonna endorse it. I'm so proud. All right.
But but speaking of blackness and our greatness, it does often in these streets get cut down.
Yes, this one is. When he told me we were going to talk about this today, I thought, man, I'm still going through major depression, but that's over something else. But I got a little sad. But I was more mad. So I was mad. I wasn't. Yeah, I was.
Well, we want to say her name, Sonya Massey.
Yeah,
an Illinois woman who was killed by police after she called them. She called 911 apparently.
Oh, did you see what Kuchadama said? Everybody, I can't do it on this side. He said newsflash.
Trump was not shot, was hit with a piece of glass from the teleprompter. So officially, he was scratched with a piece of glass. There you go. Now the
FBI said it.
We knew that though, but You know, they're trying to play it up as he's Teflon Don and got shot. Uh, and just know that Aaron Kingsley's got your back, dog. Sorry you're
Yeah.
depressed. I hope you
Well,
pull through
no,
this.
it's just it's the world, but the world can make you that way. But it's more family stuff. I'm not gonna go into it. Pedro knows what it's about. But what made me sad about this Sonya Massey is I posted on my Instagram the slow motion footage to show that there was in no way, shape, or form she was going to throw hot water on them on this particular cop, and it
So
was just blatant.
let's make sure we lay it out so everybody
Oh
knows.
yeah, for the people
I
that
think
don't know, my bad.
I think I can get a video. I'm gonna share the screen and just
But
see
yeah,
it.
There's video of it for the people that don't
It's
know.
the police video. All right,
Yeah.
so here we go.
You better God, I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face. Okay, I'm sorry. Drop the pot! Drop the pot!
Massey had called 911 to report a suspected prowler, but seemed confused when deputies questioned her about it. While taking Massey's information inside, the deputies asked her to turn off the stove, heating up a pot of water. And that's when things take a turn in this video, as you saw. Massey's family is being represented by high-profile civil rights attorney Ben Crump.
All right, we could hear that, right? Everybody heard that?
Yeah, could everybody hear that? Now the bottom line is, and then Pedro, you take it from there. The bottom line is, there's been instance after instance after instance of these cops being trigger happy, and this is so blatant. She was nowhere close to them. She wasn't threatening. She actually was cordial. If you see the whole video, she did say jokingly, "I rebuke you."
In the name
I
of
rebuke
Jesus.
you in the name of Jesus. But the bottom line is these cops continue to just execute us. And this lady, a buck 10 tops, wasn't like she was like hulking out or doing anything. So for him to respond that way, I'll shoot you in your face, and then shoot her in the face, it was bullshit.
And yeah, Donnie, when you see this, that's one of the first things that popped into my head was like, well, who the fuck are people supposed to call if and then when you say stuff like defund the police, they're like, well, who you gonna call when the fucking drug dealer's outside your house? And then when we do call them, the fucking cop kills you. Now, just as a quick update before we get into this anymore, the cop himself has been arrested, is in custody,
and indicted.
Yeah, he's being charged with murder. I believe like something like hurting somebody with a gun and one other charge. But so he is being charged with murder. But that doesn't bring Sonya Massey back. But you really do. It really makes me wonder the headspace of some of these cops outside of just the racism. It's just like, bro, you're on camera, like your body camera's on.
No, his camera was off. His camera was off. The other cop's camera.
Yeah, the other cops.
Miraculously, his camera was off. And Days of Joy or Ben, it said it's spiritual warfare. You guys don't believe in that. Believe in what?
No, I mean yeah, this shit weighs on your spirit, bro. Like, of course. I mean, it's oppression, right? Like, it's a form of oppression that we've been going through. We haven't talked about one in a while, but we do tend to highlight these stories on this show, not to depress anybody or weigh anybody's spirit down, but we do have to stay vigilant.
I mean, it's been all over. It's been all over the news. It's been all over the news. And also, when you say spiritual warfare, what I'm saying to you is, there's been instance after instance. In fact, there was just one where the guy had a knife, was chasing the cop around the car. Cop never pulled a gun on him. Let him get in a truck, drive off, smash into four other.
You said a guy?
Huh?
Just a guy?
It was one guy with a knife.
One guy with a knife.
Right.
He was just a guy, or was he a certain type of guy?
He's a white guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, so not just our guy.
Not okay. I was trying to keep it. It was a white guy, and the cop did not drop him. He was trying to stab the cop. The cop runs around the car. He gets in his truck, smashes into 3 people, and the cops, finally get him. After they tase him multiple times, he doesn't go down from the first 2, which obviously he was on something. And no bullets were shot. In the Sonya Massey, if you look at the way the whole interaction when she came to the door, she was pleasant. They let him in. She didn't do anything aggressive.
In fact, when she came to the door, she said to them specifically, "Please don't hurt me," because we know that shows that she knows the danger of calling the cops.
And she said, "I'm sorry," and she put her hands up and still ends up getting shot. Now, I'm going to put this in Pedro's court, and I'm not trying to make it, I'm going to make it a little darker. What if it was your mother? What if it was Mama Hernandez, just called to check because there was somebody she thought was coming in, a little nervous, scared because somebody was doing it, and the video of that. And I talked to one friend of mine, and he said that his life would be over because they'd have to go.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring up early. Maybe it'll help to keep emotions in check as much as possible. But this cop in particular who murdered Sonya Massey is being charged. He isn't convicted yet, but he is being held in custody. So it's not like leave with pay or without pay. He's being treated as the murderer that he is on that video.
What about the other cops?
In that situation, I would probably let the system play out and see the man go to jail. But if it turned out to be a scenario like the one Treehead is highlighting here, where she says 2 days ago they dropped charges on a cop who killed a 4-year-old boy that happens to be a cousin to Sonya Massey. If it happened to be like that, then you might see another Pedro, right? Like you might see it. Like if I'm a Massey right now, you know what I mean? Like pray, Aaron Kingsley, while you throwing out prayers, I'll take some. You know what I mean? Because that something like that might change me. Where an unjust action is met with more injustice. I probably couldn't stomach that. Probably don't want to. So,
but no, I'm saying to you, I think that there's been situation after situation like this. There was a video we showed on the show maybe a year ago where it was a black woman, older black woman, and the cop just body slammed her, and it wasn't like she had any weapon or anything. And there's video after video after video after video of this, and I just want to ask anybody in the feed, anybody on YouTube, show me the multiple videos of cops reacting with such aggression towards Caucasians. I'm not saying that
even any other race besides black or Mexican, right? Because like
Asian Mexican, they go in on them.
You know what I mean? I'm sure Indian dudes do not get treated like this, even though they could be just as dark, right? It's just like this is something specific for blacks first, and then Latinos here in this country.
Well, there's a fear. I don't know what the fear would be of Sonya Massey, because she was not. I mean, I'm telling you, she was not. I watched the whole video, and the last part made me just think about that. Like, what if that was my mother? What if that's your aunt? What if it's, and with the way the system's set up, and the fact that Trump is asking for immunity for cops across the board so they can do their job, quote unquote. I mean, what are we going to do? That's another reason I tell people it's not just that you're voting for Kamala because Kamala is a superior candidate. You're voting for her because all the other shit that they want to do, Project 2025 pertaining to immunity for the cops, immunity for him to do anything illegal he wants to fucking do when he wants to do it, and the Supreme Court backing him. But Biden did say they're talking about expanding the Supreme Court, and at least having some kind of resolution where they can't just get away with this shit. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
And these are, it's highlighting systemic problems. Maya Baker is pointing out that he, being the officer, was discharged from the Army, had DUIs on his record, clearly a danger to society. Clearly, and Lady Hazel May says his first wife, I think she means, divorced him for extreme cruelty. Now, I mean, I'm about to say some stuff that I already know the answer to, but it's like, how does a guy like this get on the force? Because he's being hired by a bunch of other sociopaths just like him.
Just like him.
His sergeant was probably like that.
His sergeant probably like, you beat your wife? Man, guess what? I'll beat my wife too.
You already told her twice, right, buddy?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this, man. Listen, all right. So you ever just shoot the gun off near her ear once she loses hearing, then take the hot gun and sizzle her on the side? Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell me you do. Tell me you do. If you do, man, you get a free parking space. Come on, dude. I mean,
the police nowadays sound like Wu-Tang's first album. I fucking take your fucking nuts and lay them on the fucking dresser and then bow with a fucking baseball fucking bat.
I'm gonna cut your eyelids off and feed you nothing but sleeping pills.
Take a hanger and put it on the stove and stick it in your ass real slow, like.
But you got to think about it. What about all the stuff that we didn't see before body cams? So there's a thing that when they say defund the police, and right now they're trying to use that pertaining to Kamala, which in actuality, Kamala Harris never said that. She said that they definitely need to be addressed and things need to be addressed when it was during George Floyd's, when George Floyd was, again, murdered. I'm so sick of people saying he wasn't murdered. He was murdered. That was murder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was murder. So, no, some people said, well, no, he had fentanyl and all this other shit. He had a bad heart. No. He was murdered. He was suffocated. The coroner said it. He was found guilty, and that's it. The cops. Huh?
Treehead has the info on this shit. She said he was hired by his fiance's family who had police connection. You gotta know somebody to do that. 2 DUIs. You been extremely cruel to your first wife. Get the fuck out of here. But also, it's so when we say defund the police, I think it's,
I say
redistribute the money.
No, reevaluate them. And also, you do some fuck shit, it comes out your pension or it comes out your pay. If you do a murder, you go to jail just like anybody else. You get indicted and everything else. And so, I think that hasn't happened for most of the time.
And I've always been of the mind of fire and rehire first, but in terms of our police on all levels. But also, instead of like defund, I think a redistribution of funds needs to be considered and implemented, where it's like, well, what are we spending our money on? And in that sense, you would see that, obviously training needs to be improved and in a different way.
Racial sensitivity, racial bias that you bring to the job with you, all kind of fuckboy shit. And I agree with you, Aaron. Hire better cops. I agree with you. The bottom line is, this is a situation that's been going on forever. Police were initially called the nigger catchers. If you look back, that's slaves. They were catching slaves. And
you see what Maya says, right?
What?
She says police who were originally slave catchers were never supposed to protect and serve people of color. So
what do we do? My main thing is, okay, we know this happened. It's horrible. I know that her family's just absolutely fucked up over this. I mean, the way I think, I really would be like, I hope he get off so I could catch up with him. I mean, and do some, I'm serious. There's a certain point where it's like, how much more can people take? I remember the one black cop that went on a killing spree of cops. He was a cop, specially trained cop, and they caught him up in Big Bear, and they sent a explosive robot into the cabin and blew him up. Did you knew about that, right?
Wait, what were we talking about?
Okay, there was a cop that the cop that was going to tell on the other cops for being racist.
Okay.
They tried to threaten him, so he killed, like, he literally found like 6 of them and killed the cops. They track him. It's like a movie, but it's real. They track him to Big Bear. There, he's in Big Bear in the cabin.
That brother, yes.
And he was such a good marksman. None of them could get close to the cabin, so they sent a robot in, and the robot was armed with explosives, and they blew him up.
God damn.
But
they sent the Terminator after that nigga, dog.
No, literally. Pretty much. You won't kill any more cops there. No, you know. I mean, but think about that. That cop, even in the manifesto he wrote, he said, "I'm sick of seeing this. I am a cop. I joined to protect and serve, and all I see is them, systematically killing people of color." And the person he flipped out, he snapped on, there was a Filipino woman that the cop ragdolled. He didn't kill her, but he ragdolled her, broke her ribs, her collarbone, dislocated her shoulder, all kind of shit. This cop ended up beating the brakes off that cop for doing that. He said, "Okay, that's enough. Fuck, what you going through?" And so what I'm saying is, where are the cops that see cops like this, or his partner that said, "We can, de-escalate this. She's not acting aggressive. Chill out." Where even if she was trying to throw the hot water on them, they were way too far away. If you look at the video, they got some distance.
That's just a bullshit excuse he was using. They'll think they can claim anything is a weapon in your hand. She had an oven mitt. He could have claimed she had a suffocation device. You know what I mean? Like they'll think of a way to do it. Kuchadamas has a solution that I've heard before, and I actually agree with a lot too. Like I said before, the police pension should be the source of payments. So when a lawsuit is paid out, the pension gets hit. I bet the lifers would keep the young police officers in check.
Very much so.
Well, I'm gonna reference Maya's comment earlier that systematically the police are, I think, set up in the old slave catcher mindset. We know the history, but I think that mindset is still there. So I'm not even sure that the pension would be enough to totally address the situation, because what we're talking about is trying to prevent these incidences from happening, specifically to people of color. And I think more than money, that would have to do with changing out the personnel.
Well, no, I think that, but some of the I agree with
and then they tax the pension for anybody who does step out of line. But in general, I think we got to focus more on just finding. I think somebody said, Aaron Kingsley maybe earlier said, hire better cops. Like, just got to find better people who are trained to do different things other than kill Negroes and Latinos, right? Like, we just got to give cops different directives. Maya
Baker said psych evaluations as a part of the screening process would also help. I agree with you on that, because you don't know if it's a grudge thing or the reason he's doing it. But I still say you can't penalize the few good cops for all the bad cops as much. So that's why if you hit them in their pockets, I think that, like he said, the good cops will start really checking the bad cops, but you fucking with my money, right?
But first let's just get rid of the bad cops. You know what I mean? Like, yes, do that too, because people corrupt and you might go bad or go rogue or whatever. So have this other system in place with the pension. But initially, I think step one is no more bad cops, right? Like the Chris Rock joke, right? Like, just, you can't be bad at this job. Sorry, guys. You just got a zero tolerance on killing innocent people. You were scared? Okay, cool. You're not a cop. You got to go do something else.
And did y'all see this woman? For the people that saw it, this woman really was not intimidating. Like, if she was like,
she wasn't wilding out or swinging the pot.
No. Like if she was Big Les, you know,
Nicole A said I wouldn't pass a psych evaluation. Yeah. Well,
neither would I.
That's the first step to getting back to sanity.
Yeah, like Big Les is my height and about my weight, and I could see the cops being like, I don't know, she might. But even then, no, the cops are out of pocket. And anybody now, this is the part I hate, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, Pedro. The people that try to find any way to like justify their bullshit when they do it, those are the people I hate, and I say hate the most. And when it comes to cops, where they say, well, he was in fear of his life and this and that. No, he wasn't. The baby was 4. The other person was 11 years old, or Tamir Rice was, I think, how old was he?
I think he was 11.
11. He was a little boy, but they see us as men even when we're boys. And 13. He pulled up. It wasn't even not even 11 seconds before he dropped this kid. And then
there was no communication.
There was no warning. Like there was no. It wasn't like he said drop the gun or a lot of warning or let's talk this kid down. Let's get behind the car and talk this kid down. If it was a real gun, instead he went to straight death penalty. So I just feel like these cops are taking the law into their hands. And the bottom line is, anybody that gets mad at me about this, I think they should get the exact same shit. Bring back firing squads. You want to do that shit? You did it.
Whoa. Yeah. You went to a Trump rally this weekend? What's wrong with you, man? He's like, bring back the firing squad.
You want to make America great again? No, I'm saying like you want to shoot somebody. All right, man. You shoot a defenseless woman. You body slam old women. You punch kids in the face. You handcuff them for walking down the street, and they're just walking down the street. And the one guy said, "Well, it's pedestrian stop." And the kid, I was watching the thing. The kid was like, "Stop me for what?" Well, you crossed against the sidewalk. Okay, that's a jaywalking ticket. Why are you roughing me up? It's a jaywalking ticket. Give me the jaywalking ticket. But don't beat me up. And the kid was saying that. It showed the whole interaction. The cop was just out of pocket. And there's so many cops like that. This dude was aggressive, Pedro, when he came to the fucking door. He came to the door he was already on one. He didn't say nothing. He didn't try to de-escalate shit. And that's what's fucking wrong with these bitches. And yeah, I said firing squad. And I hope he burns in hell.
Mandy S. put this nicely. She says, the level of training required for the job is not equal to the responsibility. Man, write that down, kids. So, what we're saying is that our police don't get trained well enough or long enough to do the things we are actually asking them to do, which is to protect people. So instead, you send a bunch of underqualified, undertrained, scared ass bitches with racist notions in their mind out into neighborhoods full of people of color and a twig branch. Bro, remember there was a story earlier this year where like an acorn fell out of a tree and hit the car. And this guy starts busting and running and man down, shots fired, gotta get. I'm like, bro, like, what the fuck?
And then they cut to a chipmunk going, what?
Nigga, the squirrel's like, these niggas crazy.
I don't know what happened. This is how bad these cops are. And if you look at the disparity of what happens pertaining to police stops, police aggression, police brutality, like literally I've been stopped maybe 4 times. And I made sure I was calm, put my hand on thing, put my video on, the whole 9. And then the one time in Houston where he was being a little rough with me, and I said, hey man, you need to chill with that. Then he said, I'm trying to treat you like a human being. I'm like, motherfucker, I am a human being.
I'm trying to.
Right.
Also the trying, which is my every instinct says beat you like an animal, but I'm trying.
Right. And I had to get
one more write up, man. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. I had to get Karen Montgomery, another comic, to bring my wallet from the condo and get me out of jail, and it was crazy. And I hadn't done anything, and they tried to say I wasn't publicly intoxicated, and I wasn't even driving. They the waitress that from the comedy club called Spellbinders, she was driving. I'm in the passenger seat. He says, "Well, why are your eyes so red?" It's 3 a.m. I'm tired. Don't get smart with me. I'm not getting smart with you. I'm tired. So these cops are always on the edge with us, and they're frighteningly accommodating to somebody that just shot 9 people in a church because he was hungry and took him to Burger King.
Yeah,
Is it Dylan Roof? Am I saying it right? Is it Dylan Roof?
Yeah, that's him. Rob Banks, he said he got stopped by 6 cops, had his car searched and surrounded by 4 cops outside the car for mistaken identity in Sacramento.
Wow.
That's why I try and stay in like black areas so that I just blend in more. Because when you're in Sacramento, you're gonna stand out, Rob. You're a big dude too. Like you kind of look like an X-Men or some shit. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna fuck with you, bro. They're gonna fuck with you.
But the bottom line is that's why I think that reform. I think they need to be retrained. I think that they need to go through and do a sweep of all the ones that are corrupt or had police brutality charges, and they keep letting them stay there, or they get fired and they go to another police station and they get hired. That's the thing. That's the fuckboy shit of all fuckboy shit. All right, so
they need to link up all those networks.
Right, and have it as a nationwide network that this particular cop did this in Chicago, and now he's trying to do the shit in Connecticut. And I just think that how come myself and Pedro have the answers to all the questions? I know because we just pretty much solved your problem. You want to top bad cops? Make it a national database.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Lady Hazel May has other tactics when dealing with the cops. She says the majority of times cops are cool with me. I still got the ticket, but I got a siren escort to McDonald's, so I didn't shit on myself because I was going so fast. I didn't really have to shit. I don't think that's gonna work for everybody, but give it a shot. Give it a shot, man. Cops pull up, you just like, ow, officer, I'm about to, ow, I got the BGs. I don't know if bubble guts is gonna save you all the time, but you know.
No, I've had more than I'd say 7 run-ins with the cops in my whole life. Run into a gig, cops pulled a gun on me. And thought I was stole the purse. And then I showed them the Village Voice to let them know I'm trying to catch the thing. I got a show. And it showed, my picture was luckily on the advertisement. And they're like, "Oh, you a comic, huh? Yeah, you funny, huh? You funny, huh?" I'm like, "You can put the gun down now. You can lower it. I'm just trying to get to the train to get to the place." He says, "Shad, you been on anything?" "I don't want to fucking hang out with you, dude. I gotta go." And it was this how much I wanted to do comedy when I was young. I was more concerned, like, damn, if I miss my spot, I swear to God. I was more angry about missing my spot. And then I thought about it as like later and reflected on it. What if they just busted on me and thought I was one of
you could have gotten killed, bro.
I could have got killed, but I was like, yeah, I had to tell him, I did this. You could put the gun. I'm not. And then the other cops like, "Yeah, he's a comic. Look at this. He works it. What is this? The Comedy Cellar? What is this?"
There are also another step we could take, and then we'll end with a lighter topic, guys. But
yeah,
another step we could
another step, cattle prod to their balls.
Well, no, I was gonna say some communities and cities are experimenting with using different types of people or using other positions other than cops,
right,
for things like traffic stops and tickets and
psychologists having a breakdown, and you could send a cop with them. But if it's somebody that's having a mental breakdown or some kind of panic attack or whatever, you could send a psychologist with them or a counselor, and that would help.
Or even if it is even the less severe stuff, like you made a right on red when you're not supposed to, maybe you don't need, fully armored, armed up, bulletproof vest as cops coming up to your car to
Get
give you
on the
some
ground. Get on the ground. You made a left. You made a left,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I mean, a lot of like Beverly Hills is filled with cameras, right? Like they'll just mail you your ticket.
Yeah.
Like, they don't need nobody to
You know
pull you
what?
over.
We're in
Right in the
Beverly Hills.
light.
We don't have time for your bullshit. I got
But-
one
and-
of those and I fought it, and it was me. Shit.
But I've seen it. I've got one too. But limiting the interactions overall between police and community in non-essential situations
Right.
could also help to really mitigate some of this stuff.
And cops need to get your shit together. That's my Get Your Shit Together song. It'll be coming out on my new album, but it'll be coming out right after Pedro's comedy special called Black Pedro is Engaged. So y'all need to look out for that coming up. Yeah, and then the album. Get your shit together. Thank you.
Yeah. Maya says cops naturally look at us as lesser beings, not worthy of respect. They feel taking us out saves taxpayer money on jail, trial, etc. Hey man, just make sure as we walk through these streets that you keep your head held high.
Yeah,
and know that
be
none of that
safe.
shit that you think you are.
But they don't see us as human beings. Mitch McConnell just got caught saying that Americans and also the African Americans. He separated the two. He believes that we're not Americans, and they caught him on video saying it, and ain't shit Turtlehead could say about it. So fuck him. And they talk about step down. That motherfucker should have stepped down multiple times. But
talk about mental decline.
Yeah, mental decline. Obviously having episodes, freezing, multiple times, not once but 3 times. So I don't want to hear shit from anybody that say an age thing. And plus, they can't pull that shit now because Kamala is 20 something years younger than Poopy Pants.
Yeah. All right, guys. Say her name one last time, Sonya Massey. But we will always keep our eye on stories like this.
And we'll find out what's going on with the indictment, because the bottom line is he could get off.
Yeah, he is not convicted yet. Grayson, I think, is the cop's last name. So, again, we will keep an eye on that. Well, this is one of my favorite times. It's not every year, but every 4 years, amidst crazy election cycles and whatnot. We do have the Olympics this year in
Paris. Starts actually right now.
So the opening ceremonies just were on earlier today. The competition will begin tomorrow. And this show is up Schitt's Creek. And I'm only saying that because this was actually original and a really good opening. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I've never seen the athletes parade on a river. But they had these boats on the Seine that were, a few 2 or 3 countries per boat sailing up and down instead of just like walking the track in the stadium like it usually happens. So that was unique. But I call it Schitt's Creek because French protesters who were protesting, the Olympics being there, and they took some time out a couple weeks ago to shit in the river in mass. Because it was a mass shitting. It was shitting. Yeah, it was. Because some of the swimming events are supposed to be in the river, so they wanted to fuck that up. And now they actually don't know if they can do the events in a couple of days because of the E. coli levels. So there's that.
And not only that, there was a bombing. Like they were saying it was the Palestinians, like they did back in the day, the Palestinians, because they were basically saying enough of treating us like subhumans. And they, sometimes people lash out. But this new bombing, they did one of the 2 of the trains, I think.
Yeah. So they I believe they set fire to one of the fiber optic lines that runs along with the high-speed train, one of the high-speed train lines. So it shut that line down. I think up to like 800,000 people could be affected travel-wise, as well as athletes, because the Olympics aren't just in Paris, but throughout France. So, some of those routes were going to be used for, shuttling athletes back and forth. So yeah, there has been protest against these Olympics in many ways, but ultimately, as a sports fan of many types, I do love the Olympics because it is this opportunity to watch all these different sports.
Well, what's your
for
favorite sport?
intense video part of time. So, and that's what I wanted to ask people out there. Is like, please
I
give
got
us
my
your
favorite.
hit us up on in the
Bow and arrow shooting.
Aaron Kingsley called it poopy side. Yeah, they trying to kill him with the turds, dog. But hit us up on youtube.com/c/SavageAFWorld. That's the YouTube channel. If you're not on it, if you're over my IG, and everybody in the comment section on YouTube, hit us with your favorite Olympic sport.
Right. And Kuchadamas is just coming at me. What did you say? They break dancing this year, Shang. You could fulfill your grudge break dancing dream.
See, now that's cool. Like they do break dancing.
I can't now because I'm too heavy, but I can. I was very good breakdancer, very very.
Oh, wow.
I could windmill into a head spin, into a swipe. That was my favorite thing. Swipes, where you jump up and your legs go over first, then you catch yourself. I was very good. So not no more though. Now I could do maybe one, and then I'm like, my back. But
you were ahead of your time because now breakdancing is an Olympic sport.
But it's it's hard, man.
I have three that I really love. Track and field, I think, is my favorite. And,
is that first?
The sprint events are like amazing. I feel like they usually end with like, the fastest people competition and all of that shit, like the 100-meter, 200. I don't think they pop right off with the sprint events, but some of the more distant stuff too. But especially the sprint stuff and the relays, like as a kid who ran track in high school,
you think I
wasn't fast, but it just it brings all that back up. I love to see speed like that. Swimming is also something that I really love to watch.
They go in on swimming. So that's your second one. What's your third one?
Is specifically women's gymnastics, because they just do some of the most, like Simone Biles is probably the greatest athlete we've ever seen. We just don't. We're used to judging people on courts and fields, but like the shit she does and the shit some of them do.
Oh, no, it's amazing.
It's like, I have my respect for the. What's that?
The women and men gymnastics, because the men with the cross iron shit and all that.
I have mad respect for that. It's just not like honestly why I don't like men's gymnastics is specifically because of the floor routine. Like their floor routines are so fucking whack compared to the girls that I'm like, I can't watch. They'll be like,
no, yeah, okay. First off, like, Pedro had a good run on this show, but now he's saying crazy shit.
I wish them the best. Plus the men's
out of your fucking mind.
Men's U.S. gymnastics
is absolutely off the chain.
But the men don't win. Our men don't. The U.S. men don't win typically.
Because Korea and fucks us over.
So I'm saying like it's not as fun to watch them lose.
It is fun. How is it not fun to watch? They're still the best in the fucking world.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. The men are, but
I'm not saying they're not the best.
Typically are.
But all of these people are the best in the world. And no, Pedro.
But also you want to watch them win, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take it from a Lions fan.
I want to watch them compete.
Last year as a Lions fan was much, much better than the previous 39 years. Do you understand me?
Okay, no.
It is way better to watch your team win.
Okay,
right?
So you're not watching it for the same reason I watch it. Okay, so I'm gonna say my three. Pedro is not watch. I watch it for the competition and watch them compete, and I don't give a fuck if Finland wins. I'm saying some amazing shit done by amazing athletes.
If I hear you out here rooting for Finland, nigga.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying. And guess who's favorite in the swimming?
Well, I know America has a lot of strong swimmers. I don't know about team-wise.
I just watched it. They showed the where they show the lead up to it. So my favorite by far, which we don't agree. I say the women's and men's gymnastics number one. Number two is boxing. I think that boxing, that's where you see the new champions that are going to be the pros, that are going to be the ones we pay money to see. Number 2, boxing, because Olympic boxing, these young boxers they're young, they got all this energy, they're fucking amazing. And then I'd say number 3 would be for sure basketball.
Okay.
Because basketball, you know why I say basketball? Because before we used to just house people. Like America used to just run through people. It's not like that no more. These motherfuckers, they with it. And don't get me wrong, it's gonna be good. No, I mean like basketball is still good. That's my 3.
I think the original Dream Team played against one NBA player in that Olympics. And I think now there's like 60 NBA cats in all of Olympic basketball. Meaning, you know, like every country's got somebody in the NBA at this point, right?
So it's weird. Like my favorite 3. No, I love track. I watched this show called Sprint. That's on Netflix. You got to watch it. It's amazing.
Okay.
And it's amazing. I watched that, but I still don't see that. Like basketball, watching these people from all over the world play basketball and seeing how good they are against the best, you would say the best basketball players in the world, it's more exciting. It's more exciting to me. Boxing is exciting because these are dudes from everywhere. And even though this year America is favorite, again, but Russia is not to be fucked with. And the reason I say gymnastics, the men's gymnastics, there's got 2 gymnasts from America that did some shit that's never been done. Some quadruple flip where they detach their leg and put it back on.
Their limbs separate and then reunite as he lands.
You're right. And he lands and his arms go and they're back on. He did some shit. There's a dude, but then also Korea got on the rings some dude that did
when they do this shit, I'm like, bruh, like my shoulder don't do that no more.
No, when they're on the rings, some Korean, he's Korean. He did some shit like where you're not supposed to be able to flip that many times, and landed and didn't even just landed like, yeah, bitches. So that's why female, they're not as heavy, they're not as muscular, so it's hard. It's easier for them to get airtime. Whereas in men, you got to leap your ass off to do some of the shit they do.
But like the balance beam alone for the ladies, I'm just like, this is insane. Whose idea was it to have these little child lady girls flip onto a 2-inch beam and maintain
their vagina
and running on it? I'm like, yo, what the fuck is it? But it's amazing that they can do it. Lady Hazel May, you might want to sit down for this one. She said her favorite sport is ice skating. This will be
that's pretty good too. I give her that.
I know, but you know, when we say the Olympics, we talking about summer. Ain't gonna be no ice skating in Paris.
This time. Now,
wait 2 years. The Winter Olympics.
Now, the Winter Olympics. Have you ever been skiing?
I've been snowboarding once, and I tried to ice skate once in my life, and
how'd that work out?
my feet just kept doing this in the same spot. Like I couldn't understand how to push off, or I could roller skate, but it didn't translate to ice skating at all for me.
You've been snowboarding, not skiing?
Right.
I've been both, and I'm gonna tell you right now, snowboarding makes your ankles hurt, but skiing
it made my whole body hurt because I was on some really hard snow.
Oh, I was on powder.
I busted my ass. I did 3 runs and I busted my whole.
I had the best powder. It was great. I fell like 4 times, but skiing was hard. My fucking groin was hurting, my fucking back. But it was fun. It's just that one time I hit something hard, like a piece of rock or something, and I kind of fell weird, and I hurt my ankle a little bit. But I got back out there. I loved it. But my favorite now is the X Games. The X Games kind of shit they do.
Oh yeah, X Games is awesome. Aaron's into that too. Also, I left out, but it's kind of a subset of swimming, is the diving.
That's really hard.
Olympic
Okay,
diving.
I'll give you that. Yes.
That's my shit. I really do get into that shit. But also, I just love the Olympics as this time when, as an average American idiot, I can sit there and watch the TV with a beer and in 35 minutes become an archery expert. I'm like, oh, this nigga with that elbow angle, he's not going to the next
He's not
round.
going to win with that.
Fuck you, Latvia.
Does he see the angle is off? And
Dude,
imagine, like, what do you do for a living other than become an Avenger after you do that shit? I mean, if you're an archer.
Do you know one year Sigourney Weaver went to the Olympics as an archer? Like,
No.
I'll never forget that. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Jesus Christ. But like, there's all these other sports that you really don't know anything about. I don't know if pickleball is gonna be in there this year, but I know that like the badminton stuff and shit you just would never ever watch.
Well, breakdancing, I can see why, because breakdancing
that's gonna be awesome. I'm definitely catching all of that.
You catch it, yeah. So the thing is, we started off kind of hard.
Watch Japan win. Watch Japan.
No, I'm
win.
not surprised. No, they are so good. But I'm not gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know who is gonna win. Who's gonna win? The motherfuckers, don't get it twisted. The Brazilians.
They're gonna throw that capoeira in there.
I saw some shit they were doing. I'm like, who the fuck? What? I mean, straight. I mean, watch.
Yeah, no, I'm amped to see the breakdancing joint. That's gonna be.
I know that my son is like, is gonna be like jazzed to see that. But the reason we started off with something that was dark, and we talk about the Olympics. If you're an Olympic fan, that's also if you're an Olympic fan. You got to think if you're an Olympic fan or not.
Well, leave it to Treehead to take us to the dark side of our happy story. She's like, remember Nancy Kerrigan and that white trash bitch that had her knee busted? Tonya Harding. Yeah, and guess what?
Yeah, to make it savage.
You know why I remember that so vividly, Treehead? Because that shit happened in Detroit when I was a kid. We were like, I was like a teenager, and we were like, of course, they done fucked up the whole Olympic goals and hopes of this white
in Detroit. That was a bigger story than the actual fucking competition at the time.
It's like, damn it.
And the guy said, "Hey, today in Detroit, some real ghetto shit happened." And they're like, "Wait a minute, you're not gonna talk about the good part?" No, man. One bitch hit another bitch in the leg with a stick. Crazy times.
Yeah, she just went old school, like bust my competition in the knee with the pipe.
That lady wasn't she like kind of a nut after that? Wasn't she end up being a wrestler?
I think she was up before that.
Yeah. Oh, she's a boxer now or something.
Tonya Harding? Oh Lord.
She boxes.
Yeah, I would check her glove. I would check her gloves.
I would check her gloves. She's a cheating bitch, boy. She is a cheater extraordinaire.
All right, man. Well, good luck
right,
to
so
Team
check this
USA
out.
and all the Olympic athletes out there. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter, guys. Have a fun weekend. I'm gonna try not to have a heat stroke.
Yeah, it's been savage as fuck heat out here.
Oh man,
we got 5 more
Savage
shows.
is Fahrenheit.
Yeah, exactly. We got 5 more shows coming up here in Laughlin at the LA Comedy Club. If you happen to be in the Laughlin area, make sure you come check it out. Also, August 8th, we'll be at the Brea Improv. At the Brea Improv, August 8th. I didn't send the flyer to you, but August 8th. I worked on it. August 8th, we'll be there. And then I'm telling y'all, this is a long lead. I'm going to be in New York doing the City Winery September 6th. And then the night before that, I'll be at the Punchline in Philadelphia for Live Nation. I'll be there. So make sure y'all go to my website, iamshang.com, and get your tickets if you're in the Philly area for the 5th. And if you're in the New York area for the 6th, I'm going to be there. And opening for me is going to be a Subway rat named Dave.
Tell him Dave sent you. All right, man. Lady Hazel, she found her a summer sport. She likes men's swimming. Okay. So yeah, it's like that's like ice skating, just a different form of water.
It's very tough sport to go as fast as they go. But
Yeah.
we will see you Monday. No, Monday we're driving back.
Well, we may not do the show Monday either way. Have
It
a
won't
great
be
weekend.
Monday. No, I was saying no. It'll be Tuesday. It won't be Monday. I'm
Cool.
not. No, it won't. It'll be Tuesday. Savage AF will be back Tuesday. Make sure you tell your friends to subscribe. Make sure that you subscribe to the goddamn channel. Check us out on Facebook, SavageA.F. We will see you then. Have a good weekend. And if you heard we burnt up here, that's what happened. Because this shit.
Thanks,
Crazy.
Laughlin. All right, man. Savage AF. Just remember, guys, if you're still supporting Donald Trump, there's only 3 reasons. You're either
Boom, boom.
really, really rich, really, really racist, or both.
That's
Savage
what you
AF.
are. What time you